Hi everyone, and welcome to this training video for the Inspire project. In this session, we are going to talk about facilitation techniques and how they can support the development of social skills in sports. Today, we'll start with an introduction, what facilitation actually means, some of its key principles, and how these ideas can be applied in sports. The main objective of this session is to introduce the concept of facilitation and explore how these techniques can be used to improve communication, teamwork, and shared learning. So, what is facilitation? Facilitation is guiding a group process. It helps people think together, make decisions collectively, and learn from one another. In a sporting context, facilitation supports the trust within a group, it strengthens communication, it encourages inclusion and participation, and it helps develop shared leadership. Now, let's look at some key principles that guide effective facilitation. The first is neutrality. The facilitator stays neutral but actively manages the process. For example, in a team meeting, they help players express opinions safely without taking sides. The second is participation. A good facilitator is someone who creates opportunities for everyone to contribute. Then there's transparency, setting clear rules, shared goals, and open communication. Listening and presence are also essential. Facilitation requires paying attention to emotions and the group's dynamics and overall energy, as well as words. Finally, there's empowerment. The ultimate goal is to help the group become more and more autonomous. The best facilitator is the one who eventually becomes unnecessary. Facilitation can show up in many areas of sports. In team management, it helps build trust and shared goals. In training and coaching, it promotes autonomy and responsibility, like helping athletes define their own learning goals together. In conflict management, it can turn tension into dialogue. It also supports organizational meetings, making participation in decision making more effective through structured methods like the World Cafe. And finally, it strengthens inclusion, ensuring that everyone feels welcomed and valued. Now, let's look at a few facilitation techniques. The first one is word circle, which are structured dialogues where everyone has a turn to speak one at a time in a respectful way. After a game or before a new season, the team gathers in a circle and they might share what they learned from the match or what they hope to bring to the team. This promotes cohesion, shared responsibility, and belonging. Another useful approach is group mapping or visual thinking, which helps teams visualize complex ideas. For example, during preseason, you might create a values map where keywords like respect, trust, and commitment are written down and linked to concrete behaviors that represent them, or a resource map that defines who does what, where support is needed, and if communication is something that needs to be improved upon. Check-ins and check-outs are small rituals that frame each session. At the beginning, players can share how they're feeling, giving the coach a sense of the team's energy and mood. And at the end, a quick 2-minute reflection of what worked and what could improve. Facilitated 360-degree feedback is another powerful tool. Each athlete might respond to questions like, what do I appreciate about you? What could you improve? And how can I help you do that? This builds mutual trust and shared responsibility for growth. And finally, there's World Cafe or dialogue tables. Small groups discuss specific topics and then share insights with everyone. It's a great way to involve the whole organization while gathering ideas, strengthening participation, and making decisions that represent the community. Thank you for your attention.